And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, James Out West, Thursday, April 8th, 2021.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, homie?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Can't complain.
That's good. That's good.
Had a good weekend.
Yeah.
I know you watched all of March Madness, right?
So I can honestly tell you that in the Final Four playoff championship game, I watched zero. Now, I did catch the highlights right away. I saw what was going on. I know how it ended. Wow, what an amazing thing for Baylor, the Sick'em Bears, to go in there and stop what would have been considered the greatest college basketball team of all time, possibly. Yeah. Hey, the pundits are going to argue it because it'll get people watching and arguing, so that's what would happen.
If they would have won, especially coming off of beating UCLA with Suggs hitting that 33-footer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, are you kidding me with that hit? I saw that shot. I did see
it's hilarious because the way that ended was so suspenseful. The UCLA player goes up, misses his shot, gets his own rebound, makes the layup, and then they don't call a timeout with 3.3 seconds, and he runs down and shoots it. And then his dream was to jump up on the table like Kobe and Wade have done. That was an amazing game. That was probably one of the best college games I've ever seen.
That's what I've heard.
And then you go into playing Baylor, and Baylor did what Baylor does, and they shut them down.
I heard they just bodied them. They were just physical. They bodied them.
They played the great defense that they have. They have the defensive player of the year. It scared me. I believed in Gonzaga all year long. Mm-hmm. It scared me when UCLA put 90 points on them.
Yeah. Well, we can agree that UCLA was poorly
so much better than
ranked.
Yes, for sure. But I did pick Gonzaga, but that was a great game. At least if you like college basketball to see defense like that, my wife the entire time was miserable. So miserable. But at the same point, I love good ball, and Baylor played great defense, and they controlled that game the entire game. So, anyways.
Yeah, I heard they just out physicality them.
100%.
Right on.
And I mean, Timmy and Suggs were their team, and they shut them down. They really did. So
that's awesome.
All right, so we've had some interesting things happen in the NFL.
We had a
big trade.
We did. I mean, it is in the sense of it's a first-round quarterback still on his rookie deal getting traded to another team, but we make it a bigger deal because of why? Because it's the New York Jets. Because it's the New York media. Yeah,
a great.
Yeah, no, they got a good deal. They got a good deal. Do you think Sam Darnold's going to be the answer in Carolina?
Here's the thing: is that the coaching is going to be different. It's going to be a restart. He's only 23 years old.
He's young.
You
can't write him off yet.
He wasn't that good at USC.
But you can't write him off yet.
Exactly. I think for what they got for him, absolutely I would do that trade.
Well, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with it. But I guess a lot of other teams were supposedly in on it.
Yeah. And, the Niners were supposedly in on it, but then the Jets were waiting. They didn't want to. Yeah. They were trying to get closer. Now, so we know now the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson.
And Carolina has given Teddy Bridgewater their permission to seek a trade.
The other teams.
Be curious to see where he ends up, just because it's like he's a starter capability. So is he going to go? Maybe. Is Denver going to stay there, or Denver going to draft a quarterback? And they still have Drew Lock.
Denver's.
Does Teddy go back up a great quarterback that needs a backup?
As long as he doesn't get punctured in the lung.
Hey, that's not a bad move out there.
I would think so. I think that's a great fit for Denver. But also, there's going to be a lot of teams. We've had, 5 starting quarterbacks for other teams now on different teams.
Yeah.
Not necessarily starters like Trubisky.
So we got Carson Wentz going to Indianapolis.
Right.
We got Sam Darnold going down to Carolina.
Right.
Drew Brees retired.
Right.
Matt Stafford got traded to L.A. for Jared Goff, so there's those. Trubisky's backing up Josh Allen of the Circle the Wagon Buffalo Bills.
Right. And there's still more to come.
Oh, Buffalo Bills have Chicago has Andy Dalton.
Yep.
He started last year.
Yeah, that's
Dak
true.
is back.
Dak got
Jameis is the starter.
in New Orleans, right? So
Tua is going to be the starter
and we're going to have Trevor Lawrence being the starter in Jacksonville.
absolutely.
Do you think
Zach Wilson will start?
Right away?
I mean, who's the backup?
I
Who's the backup?
They have have you seen how many picks they have over the next 3 years? It's ridiculous.
Hey, and as a Browns fan, I can tell you they can screw all of those up.
They probably will.
They can.
All of their first round, the last 8 years of their first rounders are either not in the league or not on their team.
So, I would say blame Adam Gase, but at the same time, if you look back to prior to the Browns going 0-16 or 1-15, those back-to-back seasons, prior to that, every player is either not in the league or not on our team as well. And those are first rounders.
Yeah.
So here's the thing though.
See, but that's
you can but you can fix that quick is what I'm saying. You can fix that quick. Now, do I believe that the Jets are going to fix that quick? No. But a team can fix it quick.
I believe in Saleh.
I know you've been saying this, and he's your guy, so I'm going to look. I have friends that are Jets fans, and they root for the Browns because we always feel like we're very similar, dysfunctional. When you were great, you're great way back in the day.
That's all you hang on to.
That's all you hang on to. But the Jets could look at what Washington football team did in the short span that Riverboat Ron's been the coach.
Right. And going through all the drama on the outside of the name and
everything.
Even with Alex Smith. But
yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Where's Alex Smith did he sign somewhere? I feel like he signed somewhere.
I haven't seen it.
Now it's been a while, so if I feel like it's been a while, but I feel like he did sign somewhere. You've got the draft in about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
So we know Trevor Lawrence won.
Okay, so let me ask you. Now this isn't going to happen.
This is what's okay.
But let me just ask, if Urban Meyer was to get a call from the Jets and they were to say, hey, we have all this draft capital. We really want Trevor Lawrence. We'll give you the number 2 pick.
No.
And we're going to give you all these future first-round picks.
The reason
would you do it? You can't.
That,
you can't do it.
He's doing. No.
So I'm saying you can't. But I have to pose the question just because good GMs listen to every phone call, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know that personally, but that's what they say.
You would be
foolish to not listen, but you don't make that happen.
This is when you build a quarterback in Madden to be the greatest quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be, but that's what you build.
That is what they're trying to do. And here's the thing. Trevor Lawrence is going to be, he very well has the talent and capability to be legit. I think Urban Meyer looks at it twofold. If we pick him and he's a bust, everybody was going to pick him and he was a bust. It's not going to cost me my job.
Right.
If I was to make a trade and then it doesn't work out, I'm fired. You know what I mean? So I 100% agree why you don't. But they say good GMs listen to every phone call. Russell Wilson, is he going to be with Seattle? Even though they're saying he's about to sign a big long-term blah, blah, blah. If somebody was to offer, if Miami was to offer the 2 first-round picks they have this year and Tua for Russ and then next year's first-round pick, does Seattle listen to that?
Of course they're going to listen.
So I'm saying, so people are, the ears are open. You're not married in the business. You're not married to anybody.
It is the business. And that's the thing is that obviously this is what's happening. Well, it's a funny thing that I heard today so Trey Lance, who we're deciding, it sounds like we're going to take Mac Jones, which I'm not stoked on, but
you should be.
Or Trey Lance or Justin Fields, and we'll get into that in a second. But Trey Lance was born in the year 2000.
Wow.
And then there was a meme right underneath, and Tom Brady was like, I was drafted before that.
Yeah.
And still playing.
Yep. It's unbelievable.
It makes you feel old when it's just like, oh man, now we're watching professionals that were born in the 2000s.
That's incredible.
So why do you think I should be excited about Mac Jones being our quarterback?
I think he's got all the tools. I think he is an athletic quarterback, but in this draft with this class of quarterbacks, he's the least athletic of the big group in the beginning. But he still ran a 4.7, still had a 33-inch vertical jump at his pro day.
He's the more guaranteed, I guess.
He seems he's a more athletic Joe Flacco.
Well,
would you take a more athletic Joe Flacco?
What I heard the comparison,
because he's cool like Joe.
Shanahan likes him is because he's so much like Matt Ryan.
There you go. That Matt Ryan is very much that Joe Ryan Flacco
to the Super Bowl. So that's why I've heard so much why that he's in love with him. I'm not a big fan of Justin Fields because I've heard just so much negative.
You know why you're hearing negative? Because it's smoke screen season, and the New England Patriots are putting everything they can out there to disparage the young man's name so they can trade up and get him. That happens. Not saying Bill's doing that, but that happens and is known to happen in the NFL and in the NBA and in the Major League Baseball, that they do things like that. Look, for example, what happened with the Denver Broncos when they drafted Vanderbilt's own Smoking Jay Cutler. They never talked to Jay. They didn't show any interest in Jay. They were putting out negatives essentially on Jay. And then because they didn't want anybody to know, because they knew they had a gem what they were going to take. I think it was the 10th pick in the draft.
I hit that button again, huh? You just went on that rant.
You did hit that button. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
So this is my opinion. You know I don't.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, it was all I was trying to get at. I still like Trey Lance more. I think he's a stud. I think he would fit into our offense. The only thing is you haven't seen enough film of him.
Because there isn't enough. He doesn't have the experience. So you like Trey Lance why? Because he's a little bit more athletic? Is that why?
He's actually started the same amount of games as Mac Jones.
Mac Jones in practice is worth more than Trey Lance playing against
I could be wrong.
Division III.
I believe in our coaching, and Shanahan can coach up almost any quarterback.
You mean Brian Hoyer look good in Cleveland?
I just put Mac Jones a little bit lower than Trey Lance. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We're still going to keep Garoppolo.
You have to this year.
He'll be our star. Yeah.
Next year you can trade him.
I completely understand with that. Fine with
Next year you can trade him.
Yeah. Get it. That's fine. All right. So
there's a few other things. Obviously, we've got the Deshaun Watson news that keeps growing. The latest
getting bad.
Nike. They didn't say they dropped him. They said they suspended.
And then Dre Beats dropped
him. I'm sure more will come with that.
So I was thinking about this today. I'm really
Is
curious.
Amazon Analytics going to drop him? Wait, think you going to trip me about a toe line? Come on, dog.
Do you think this is why he wanted out of Houston?
Because he knew some shit was coming. I mean, it was still going to catch up to him anyways.
It's one of those like huge.
Maybe. But he had a good rate. Like I said, we go back to the very beginning. All the dysfunction, all the distrust, all the shenanigans he knew when he signed the contract. Now, they might have said, hey, we're going to listen to you. You're going to get a voice when it comes to us picking the coach and GM. And they didn't do that. And maybe that set him off. Okay, well, then I kind of
they knew something.
Understand that. At the same time, like we said, the timing is very fishy. It's a lot of people.
It's just weird. It sucks.
They'll get to the bottom of it regardless. I know we've said this for the last 4 or 5 weeks in a row. Yeah,
there's criminal.
Yeah, now there's criminal.
Not charges, investigation.
Now, let's go back to the draft because we were talking about there's all these quarterbacks, people trading up. Everybody's on the Kyle Pitts train right now. Jerry Jones coming out saying how much he loves this kid, which is hilarious. Just because, like you said, that
not be.
No, of course.
Kid's
a lot of people say he's the best player in the draft. Period. Transcendent, generational type tight end. If you look at what these other guys are doing, he's 6'5", 260, runs a 4.4.
They're talking
young
about him
kid,
being maybe 5th, 6th pick.
Yeah.
No one's been that high since Vernon Davis. Damn, it's hot in here and we got the flies rolling.
Vernon Davis. Now, would you say he had a very serviceable NFL career. With him being the 5th pick, do you consider him I don't want to say bust, but is he a bust in the sense of that?
Do you think I'm even going to?
No, you're not going to say that because it's your boy.
Yeah.
You know what, though? No, he actually turned his career. He's a freak. He was a freak athlete. My goodness.
If he did, I don't know.
He's got a Super Bowl ring.
I'm not going to say it's questionable, but I would say yes. It was.
Let's say he was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round and he had that same career. People he had a hell of a career. So it really isn't his fault that he had that much and was put in a bad situation where you got a guy like Mike Singletary.
That's the thing about all these.
Can't win with them.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't win with them.
Pull his pants down.
This man.
Oh my God. I love Singletary as a player, but him as a coach.
Hey, sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah. But no, I would say it's okay. I don't think it's the smartest idea. In today's game, the tight end.
Vernon would have been a freak. Even more.
If you can have somebody who can block, somebody who can be
Kittle.
A Kittle, a Kelsey, or even a Gronk. But
Austin Hooper.
Yes. I mean, tight ends are so valuable.
Kyle Rudolph.
Yes.
Hey, he signed with the Giants. They have him and Ingram.
Dude,
they're
Giants
trying
are
to
gonna
put
be- they're gonna try and do something.
No, well, listen. So my thought on that is they're trying to, because they're trying to set up every scenario for Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones to have no excuses. And if that was to happen, this also puts Gettleman on the hook. Not Joe Brady, not the coach, because he showed some, but Gettleman, their GM on the hook that, look, we put everything around him. If he still doesn't get it done, he's not the quarterback. We need another one, and Gettleman will be out. I know the people in New York that do not listen to this would love to hear that, though, because they do not like the GM of the New York Giants.
Yeah, 100. No, I mean, I get it. So they're gonna be good though.
No, they could be good. Okay, look at that division. You got Dak coming back. You got Washington, who won the division and gave Tampa Bay a game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You've got the Philadelphia Eagles on a revamp, and then you've got the Giants.
I take the Giants.
So
I don't know. I said that when we talked about this at the end of the season, I was saying Washington, right? And
Yeah.
I said depending on if Dak comes back, then probably Dallas. What
Dak's back and signed.
What the Giants have done, who knows? I'd be.
I'm going to put Philly as the 4th place team in that division at the end of the year.
Yeah, I would.
I'm going to put the Giants the 3rd team, but that doesn't mean they're going to have a bad record. They're going to be like 7-10 because remember 17 games this year.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I actually think that
Washington
will be 3rd. I would swap those.
Oh, see, I think that it's going to be a 1-2 game difference between what Washington and Dallas is going to do for who's going to win the division. It'll only be one team that's going to get out of that division in the playoffs.
100%.
Real quick, too. So the mouth that never shuts in Pittsburgh, Juju TikTok Smith-Schuster.
Yes.
He's like, God is going to join the Chiefs. I didn't re-sign with the Steelers because they had offered him like a 1 year. He wanted to go back. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. Your little jujube dancers and all your TikTok shite doesn't matter because that's what wins championships. I'm so excited he's back with Pittsburgh. So excited. I can't wait to run it back because, the Browns is the Browns.
I'm curious to see because this is something I'm going to remember for sure that if the Steelers friggin' put one on you.
They've been putting one on us for like 17 years.
Right, but now you're talking.
Well, it's because of what happened last year. Let's go back and see. What was the last game that the Steelers played? What was the last game the Steelers played?
The last 2 games you guys won.
Right, but what was the last game they played? At home in the playoffs.
Right. You guys
and had a mud hole stomped in them. Changing of the guard.
I've already given you props.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, we're like Suns fans. We constantly have to have props because we're not good all the time. We'll get into that. Because we're not quite done.
Yeah, I heard about that. We'll talk about that.
But I mean, that's about it. Like we said, the NFL schedule should be coming out the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
And then right before the draft, I believe.
Right before the draft. So we should be getting, in the next few weeks, know who's playing where, when, what.
They're starting to build the stadium and everything, or not the stadium, the stand for the draft in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting it
Dude,
all
it's
together.
going to be beautiful.
It looks awesome.
It's going to be beautiful.
I like it.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be neat. I think the city's going to show up and show out. I think they're going to show everybody that Cleveland's not the trash hole it used to be. I think people are surprised. Every time they would do, because remember when LeBron was there, ESPN was camped out in Cleveland all the time. And when the Indians won the World Series, they were camped out in Cleveland all the time. They'd always come on like surprised, like, hey, everybody, Cleveland's not that bad of a city. It's good food. It's beautiful. What's going on around here?
After they
it's ridiculous. Yeah, no. They've done a great job of revamping downtown. You're going to talk to me, and you're from around Oakland.
And San Francisco.
Hush your mouth.
Oh, shit. I'll take Oakland. I'll fucking.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Any rate.
Okay, so.
All right. On to the NBA.
So, we got some interesting things. So, by the way, I do like the Suns. I appreciate the Suns. I love Devin Booker. I think they're a good team.
Good team.
They're second in the West.
They're a game and a half back from the best record in the whole entire NBA, bro.
Okay, that's awesome. They're not going to win it all. I'm not.
Am I over here saying they're going to win it all?
No, but I'm saying that
you're cutting their expectations down at being that you're a Golden State Warriors fan.
Gosh, I wish that Golden State could have the record right now. We don't have our full team.
Sure,
we'll be back. Don't worry. The Nets are going to pull this off. that team is ridiculous. And I keep saying this, but we'll see. We'll go
the
down
Monstars, as you called them.
Yeah, which
Against LeBron and Space Jam 2. It's like it's written.
I really do. Isn't it like with the black jerseys?
Sure, it's what the NBA's been scripting.
Like almost you could do it exactly.
Is Vince McMahon running the NBA? Is he writing the storyline for the NBA? Listen, LeBron's gonna get hurt.
Well,
then we're gonna build a super team out in the East.
He just sold the XFL to The Rock, so
he's smart.
Might as well.
All that movie money from The Rock. I mean, he's gonna be able to buy the presidency in about 4 years.
Gosh. So speaking of Monstars, are you excited to watch this new Space Jam?
Legitimately, I will watch the movie because I'll make the kids watch the movie.
Yeah.
Do I want to say I want to watch because of the nostalgia part of it and all that stuff with the original and all that? Man, it looks like a different type of storyline, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
From a visual standpoint.
Came out with this last
and we
week.
know that LeBron can act. I mean, he's been flopping on the court for 20 years. We know he can act. But legitimately, like he was in Trainwreck. He's done a couple. He's great in his commercials. Are you kidding me? The Sprite commercial where he stands up there and he's like, "Hold on a second," and he spreads his hair, and he's very funny. Yes, very funny. So I was just making a joke, but
he's kind of like the Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I will definitely watch. He's a jokester.
It looks interesting. I like.
Good enough for me. How funny is it they didn't cast his son to be his son?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he wanted to put that on him because it was, he's still trying to.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
So I get that.
They could use Maximus though, his younger son.
Love Dame Dash. Have you seen his character?
Who?
Damian Lillard.
Oh, who'd you say?
Dame Dash.
Dame Dash. Is that his rapper name?
Maybe. I think so. I don't know. That's what
Okay. All right.
Damian Lillard.
Okay. No, I didn't see his character.
He's got the gold robot looking. From Star Wars almost.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like dude, he looks hilarious.
Okay.
And so he's on, I believe, the team. So
okay. Interesting.
It looks interesting. I like it.
Look.
Got some Klay Thompsons in there. All on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Don't talk to me. I barely bring up things. You wind Cleveland into everything. Whatever.
It all ties back, bro.
Okay.
It all ties back. The universe ties back to Cleveland, Ohio.
LA is dropping lower. They're 5th in the West right now.
Yep. 4 and 6 out of their last 10.
That's going to be scary to see if they end up in the 6 or 7 spot and then what they're going to do. Because they're prepping.
They're going to be the 8th seed and win the championship.
Or they're going to make noise, but they're not going to win the championship.
If LeBron and AD are healthy, you still think that they
don't have enough weapons, man.
Why? Because you think that the
roster's not deep enough.
But the Brooklyn Nets, just because they have all those guys together.
They have more, dude.
Like we said, the best thing for them is the fact that they're not all playing together, because once they get on the court together for a long enough time, they get 20, 30 games in. By then, one of them's going to try to slit the other one's throat in the locker room.
Possibly, because
the egos are too big and the brains are too small.
Point, they don't even have to play defense. They will still put up 140.
Yeah, there's no defense in the NBA anymore, so it doesn't matter. Like, we just score 140.
Right. It's over.
And that's because now, where do you think that Steve Nash got that idea from? Oh yeah, his assistant coach Mike D'Antoni does not believe in defense.
Ran the same exact
7-second offense, 7-second offense. So
which made the Phoenix Suns popular with the Amari Stoudemire.
Absolutely, right. And they still didn't win a championship.
Exactly.
And they had an MVP in Steve Nash, and they had Amari Stoudemire, who was a top 5 team. Which, by the way, Steve Nash was a bad mamma jamma.
Kobe made him look ridiculous when he dunked on Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. What's funny is I want to say Steve Nash is little, but he's not. He's not little, but he looks little on the court. But he passed us in Hermosa Beach on a bicycle, and I was like, oh, yeah. And we looked at him, I was like, oh, he's 6'4". Yeah. He's not little.
Yeah.
So it's just hilarious.
It's just like a little bit
smaller.
I
was like, dude.
Yeah. Dude.
I would look like J.J. Barea on the court. We're about the same height.
You're giving yourself some credit.
Isaiah Thomas, then? Height-wise, bro. On the court. They're about 5'9", give or take.
I say more Isaiah Thomas. Let's go with that.
I'll take it. He had hops.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit of golf. Throw in some little extra stuff here.
Okay.
So we found out about Tiger today.
Sure. His car reading data said he was doing between 86 and 87 miles an hour. Never hit the brake. They believe he probably, in the panic, went to go press the brake and accelerated.
And to be clear, he was already cleared. There's no drugs, no alcohol, so nothing was in his system.
It was just running late and on a bad road he didn't know, and that's where you're at.
He jumped the road.
Oh, my goodness.
And then
he Dukes a hazard it.
Oh, for sure. and why he didn't even know he was driving when the
right
EMS
got his bell rung. I mean, he damn near. I mean, he almost died. I mean, if he wasn't
lucky.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If he wasn't in the brand new Genesis SUV, he might have, because that thing had about 17 airbags in it and You had an anti-roll cage in it, but that didn't stop it from rolling down the hill.
Commercial quote. All right, so we got our golf in. Although the Masters is coming up, and this is probably the one time I really do watch golf.
I only watch it if Tiger's playing, which is a lot of people. I get
it's
a tradition like any other.
Maybe I'm just getting older. I'm watching more golf. It's
just like it on in the background for the sounds of the birds. That's all it is.
So, sad thing, and it's crazy that we've been saving our DMX stories.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And we do it on Tuesday, and then we find out Thursday?
Yeah, maybe.
That he OD'd and is now...
was in grave condition. There's reports that he's brain dead. There's reports that he's on a ventilator. There's reports that family's going to make a decision. All of his kids, all 15 of them, came and saw him. And what's funny is like his ex-manager made a statement. It's like, if you're an ex-manager, you're still that close enough to be able to make a statement in their behalf. So I thought that was a little strange.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I don't think we're ever going to hear that again unless it's on a video.
I don't, and it's so sad because, I mean, my first tattoo that I got that says Rooks was supposed to be a Rough Riders R.
That's hilarious.
And
it's rough, all right.
It didn't up that way.
It's rough, all right.
I was 16.
Yeah, hey.
I had to sell it, right? You know, I've told
I was trying to get that Rough Riders.
But it's just, DMX has always been there. Like, and it's interesting. He's gone through a rough life, but Rough Riders.
Yep.
So, shout out to DMX. One love for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you the best. It doesn't look good, but let's see. Hopefully. All right.
Yeah.
So, you got any stories for this week?
No, I mean, I think everything's gone pretty well. Wife got the new car like we talked about.
Oh, my gosh. Gorgeous. Okay.
Beautiful car. No, I mean, I think the week went pretty well. Don't have anything to complain. Oh, had a nice Easter Sunday. Yeah. Had the family over. Yeah. We barbecued. I smoked a beef tenderloin. Smoked about 60 wings, half a ham.
How many people did you? Just
about 12 of us here. No, yeah, it was just 2 of us. No, probably about 10 of us, my mom and dad, some people over. We were going to build a gazebo, and then we said, well, the kids are playing in the pool. We'll just wait. And as the day went on, we realized that was not going to happen. So we put it off till next weekend.
Let's put this on record. Why did you buy this gazebo?
Oh, to get married underneath it?
Yeah. So one day that'll happen.
Yeah.
So now I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
They've told me that for the longest
time. Bro,
so we'll see.
Every time we decide we're going to get married, we look at what the cost is and we go on vacation instead.
You know what's funny is when I talk about you, I'm like, and his wife, Teresa,
right.
I'm like, oh, wait, his old lady.
Yeah.
Like, because it's
got to be biker terms, old lady,
well,
for sure.
I've always.
Yes, I know, but it has to be because we're not married. That's what they call
it. It is what it is. But so.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
Do it. All right.
So that's about all that's going on with me. Else? How about you?
Easter was good. We went over to my sister's, and she's got the new pool, and man, it was cold because they just filled it, which was nice because it was hot this weekend.
I ain't gonna tell you, we heated a pool.
It was hot, but
it was warm.
It was good. I do have to tell you. So my son's playing Little League again, right?
Right.
He's in majors.
This is our baseball talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're spinning all the way around. So I'm a type of dad that I cheer. I'm loud. I cheer for both teams. If a kid gets a good hit,
sure.
My son's a catcher, so if a catcher, jumps on the ball, makes a good stop, absolutely cheer for both teams,
sure.
Right? But
it's about encouraging the children,
right? At the same point, you're sitting there, and if the ump makes a bad call, it's kind of like, come on, right? So a couple of weeks ago, this was 2 weeks ago, me and another dad are just doing that, like in no way.
Was he for the same team, a guy or the other team?
He was on our team.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has another kid on our team. No names. We're not going to.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
And the ump mouths off and says keep it down or whatever. I'm like, he can't be talking. Like we're past
He
first
surely
base,
isn't
like,
speaking
all
to
the way,
me.
like almost in the right field, and the inning ends, and he comes over and tries to talk to us and says that like we're not doing the right thing and we need to keep it down.
So if this is going where I think it's going, can I ask you? Did you get to see the game finish?
I did.
Okay.
I'm a very polite guy.
You didn't get tossed out
until you make stupid decisions. So he was talking to the other dad, and he's like 5 feet away from me, and okay. I'm like, I stand up. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're representing as
Did you stand up on the bleachers? Were you on bleachers?
No, I was sitting in my little
okay.
chair. You know, we had the little fold out chairs. Stand up and it's just like, are you kidding me? This is how you're representing in front of these kids? Shoo.
You shooed him away.
You have. What was the what?
No, I love it.
Without trying to get mad or get kicked out. I'm being very.
They're gonna have your picture up at the concession stand at Parks and Rec.
This guy, sorry,
and it's gonna be that picture too of you shooing him away. Have you seen this guy?
It's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The shush guy, like yeah. Anyways, okay, so then
shout out Jacob.
Yes. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, we'll get into that another day.
But so then last night, okay, our team is getting spanked 10-0, I believe, in the third inning.
I thought it was a 10-run rule.
Not past. I think you have to play through the fourth inning.
Okay.
Okay. We play. It's now 6 innings. The league used to be 7, but now it's 6 innings, right? By the time we are in the fifth inning, it's 10-6. Okay. So we go into the sixth inning, right? We're up last. So we did 3 and out at the very end. Now we're up, right? We got a guy on first, a guy on second. Our number 3 hitter, who's probably our best hitter, if not my son, but my son does clean up at number 4. The ref called the game because it's a hard stop on time. So it's like an hour and 48 minutes. So we could have literally, just thinking as a dad, Chase could have we could have had bases loaded. Brody comes up, hits a grand slam. He already hit a triple almost over the wall in the first place in the right field. And now you're just calling the game.
An hour and 48 minutes seems very arbitrary. Like, why not an hour and 50? What? So
I don't know if that's correct, but that when I looked at my phone, that was the time of when it was stopped. I don't know.
So they cut it by an inning, and then they put a time limit on it. Man, what hasn't this pandemic taken from us?
It's so frustrating.
Hey, you can't play 7 innings, you only play 6 because after 6, COVID shows up.
I get it. There's rules because at that field, this is a really nice field, and they don't have lights because it backs up right next to the housing complex.
Oh, okay.
So they've never had lights, but it wasn't dark enough.
Okay.
At the time of year where it's still
right,
funny,
you could have played it.
I get it if it's dark and it's dangerous. It wasn't even close to that.
Right.
But,
okay, well, and what grade are these in?
He is in 7th grade, and so he's 12 years old.
So we're okay still.
This is his last year in major. Oh, stop. So he goes up to 90 feet next year.
Okay.
But that's my old grumpy man, I guess, segment. Umps this week.
Umps.
It's just.
I'm sure it's in baseball too.
It's going to be
the umps this week. I'm sure in Major League Baseball. If people are watching Major League Baseball, I'm sure there's been some bad umpiring.
If that's the worst thing in my life, I am perfectly fine with
that. Real quick, we never do this, but the Frozen Four is going on right now. Hockey NCAA championship for hockey. St.CloudSt, this little itty bitty school in Minnesota, which the only reason I bring it up is where my family, exactly, right? They just beat Minnesota State University 5-4 in a thriller today to move on to the national championship game to play, I think next week. Their first time ever getting there. So congratulations, St.CloudSt. And that's hockey talk. No, I don't know anything about hockey either. I'm shooting it out there because that's pretty freaking awesome that a school first time ever going to a national big national championship game. That'd be like college basketball, and it'd be like when like St. John's or somebody make it there. Like somebody that's never been there, that's a small school, making it to the
like Grand Canyon State or Grand Canyon University, you know?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Well, I know nothing.
I don't know anything about hockey either.
But I do have to say, I went to my first hockey game last year.
It's awesome to go
They're
to.
amazing.
Oh, it's amazing live.
When it's live, it's amazing.
It's amazing live.
I love it. But I love it.
So hold on. We covered college basketball, NBA,
Yep.
NFL,
Yep.
a smidge of baseball,
Yep.
and hockey. Boy, it's like we're a well-rounded sports show, my friend.
We did it this week.
We're evolving.
And we even told a story.
It's growing stronger.
We'll get there. All right. So.
All right, next week we'll be here, same time. Get it up. Follow us on all the socials. Find us on YouTube.
Yep.
The whole thing. Website, james.west.com. Merch, all that etc. stuff.
So let's get into. We'll go into a little bit more with the draft.
Yeah, as it's coming up.
Coming up, we'll build up a little bit more. Talk.
Oh,
Maybe we'll know some more
do
things.
a mock draft.
Ooh, should we do that next week? Yeah.
Week after, right before.
We should do one next week and then see if it changes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bro.
One love.
All right, bro.